Be part of an industry-leading organization that believes in promoting from within. Enjoy an active job with big-time growth opportunities. Become a driver helper at UPS. Search and apply now at upsjobs.com/worldport. That's upsjobs.com/worldport.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
That's his game. They don't get back. Hayward's look at the steal. Here's the steal. 3-on-1. Alley-oop. Oh, my goodness. Marcus Maven. And you certainly are in love with him here in Louisville. Marcus in the open floor. Hops incredible. Here comes Maven off the steal. Oh, my goodness.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's get ready for Marcus Maven. About midway to the midday with Marcus Maven. And you can call in, I lay back and just listen to Marcus Maven. So sit back and relax and watch Maven.
Yeah, like this. Woo! Broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Time for Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maven and Steve Rummage.
Bang! Bang! Bang!
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. From glen to glen and down the side.
Not two, not three, not four.
They're coming. I make a snowmobile and zoom away.
Lucky Charms.
They're magically delicious.
But come ye back, all I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they say that, and they say that, and they say that. Cause all I do is win, win, win.
Oh my God!
Going in, put your hands in the air, make them say that.
Let's go, fellas! Woo! 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 Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven. 8150-939 is the number. 3831-939 is the text line. Gonna have a fun show today. Steve Rummage in Tennessee, Brian Hall in the booth.
Man, you listen.
You can't ask for a much better weekend. I mean, you know, when you're going down the hierarchy of great weekend, a Kentucky loss and a Louisville win is always a great way to start in the Rummage House.
A football win, Steve.
A good
football win, too. So, man, excited for the guys. We're going to talk about that. We're going to lap Kentucky 1-4. So we're going to talk about that. There's plenty to get to on this Monday, man. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this show. Brian Hall, the Hilltoppers, got another.
They did against Rhode Island yesterday, and a tough one.
Listen, Brian Hall in the booth. Brian, what's going on, my man?
Hey, I was talking to Marcus too. I was pumped. I had a really good Sunday, right, to follow a good Saturday. So, I had a good Saturday. The Louisville team pulls a win. Kentucky loses. You go to Sunday. My fantasy football team in my big league where we pay some big money. I have made it to the championship game, and I am in the running for potentially $900, but I'm guaranteed money regardless. So that's a positive. And then, like you said, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers pulled off a win over Rhode Island yesterday, 68-65. They moved to 5-2 on the year, with only losses to Louisville and West Virginia. Life's good in the Hall household right now.
Go ahead.
West Virginia, who housed, what was that team that West Virginia beat up on?
Oh, Steve, say that with your chest real quick, please.
I got to catch the score real quick, but I know West Virginia played really well yesterday. They beat some team. They weren't a great team, but they were like one of those teams where they were decent. Richmond, yeah. What did they 87-71?
Did Western beat the brakes off of? I mean, did West Virginia just beat them up that bad, Steve?
Yeah, that's what I see, man. 87-71, Richmond, West Virginia over Richmond. So yeah, but I mean, but that Richmond team, man, they got a good squad, and they're doing a lot of good things this year. So there's that. But yeah, no, I'm excited, man. Yeah, again, the football team come out. They did a lot of good things. I was excited to see.
I'm going to do something to protect my basketball program. That's going to be the most unpopular thing that everybody. I'm going to be the most unpopular person when I go public with that. With that situation. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, the basketball team. We do still have a basketball team.
Yes, indeed.
We have confirmed that. So.
Okay, so coming off the weekend, are we starting the show with the story? Is the football team? I mean, is this our send off on the? And I say send off. Is this our send off from the season, or are we going to talk possible bowl talk? Are we going to add pressure to the bowl, or is it going to be a long shot? But okay. So where do you want to go as far as what is the narrative? And again, 81-50-93-9, 38-31, 93-9. We can take the Coach Satterfield element to it because I know people don't want to admit it. Nobody likes to admit when they take back girlfriends or boyfriends that they shouldn't, and they start feeling better, and then they start remembering everything they love about them, no matter how mad. So are we to the point where like the conversation is, how did watching your football team and your freshman running back and sending Dez Fitzpatrick off the right way and just watching your defense, you finally had to acknowledge that your defense was much improved and it wasn't just smoke and mirrors. So what part? Listen, I get a text in, Team Watkins. You get your freshman Watkins who, wait a minute, where was Watkins? Seems like he just popped up out of nowhere and just ended up at Louisville. What was the story? What was the backstory behind Watkins?
He was committed to a very low-level SEC program and then decided to come to Louisville.
So Watkins gets in and gets his first touchdown. That's something to talk about. So once you started remembering all the things you loved about this environment, Steve, have the feelings changed?
I don't know that the feelings have changed as far as coach, fan. I mean, I think people kind of put that to rest a little bit. Like what I said, I mean, it was one of those people kind of said, "Hey, look, I don't believe you're not going to be here, but or that you're going to stay here. But I will say this, you're the coach, so let's move on, right?" And then Saturday, you kind of get the news that you're missing so many players. I mean, you're missing most of your offensive line. You're going to have a guy playing center who's never played the position
ever.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot happening there. You knew you're going to be starting a lot of freshmen. You're going to be playing a lot of young wide receivers, a lot of young DBs, everything. And I think it actually added to the excitement of the game because I think people look, here's the deal. Now, this season's over with for, regular season. We'll talk about bowl possibilities later, different things like that and how we feel about it. But the regular season's over. At this point, I need something to look forward to next year.
Of course.
And
which is when I did my 5 steps to win the fan base back. It was one of those, you need something coming in off season or something to be extremely excited about. Having a running back looking as good as Mitchell is a great start too.
Listen, Mitchell, let's start there. That's a good way you put it. We'll start there. Mitchell and Brian, by the way, Brian Hall's stock, it hit
right
well over. Yeah. So, Brian Hall said that Jalen Mitchell would get over 100 yards in these last 3 games. And I mean, he was well over that. But I think the overall point Brian had was just buying stock in Jalen Mitchell as a whole. And the thing is you're definitely going into next year not worried about who's starting at running back. You know, I mean, Jalen Mitchell is taking over that job. He's a freshman. I mean, he's a freshman.
He did not look like a freshman out there, did he?
No, absolutely not. I mean, technically, he's got 4 more years he can play here with this year not counting. So you feel like you have a running back of the future. That was big.
Braden Smith looked great.
That's exactly where I was going. Braden Smith, the Braden Smith, Jordan Watkins connection, or duo, not connection, but duo. I think you felt really comfortable with them. You know, of course, you want to see a Christian Fitzpatrick or a Justin Marshall or somebody coming in that's a little bigger. I always feel better when I got a bigger receiver out there as well. But those two made you feel really good about the receiver position. You know, you have Marshawn Ford back.
Marshawn Ford looked good.
Yeah. I mean, he looked like a playmaker, like he has. I mean, you know, you said some. Oh, by the way, the offensive line. I mean, you know, the O-line played well. I mean, Jalen Mitchell didn't get those yards by himself.
Listen, that third quarter drive, Steve, it was one of those 4-hour call a doctor. Like, I love nothing more than an offensive line moving the ball and saying, okay, we know we're going to run it. Y'all know we're going to run it, and keep running it. And just like I saw Satterfield saying, I really want to see I want to see if my freshman taps out. I want to see if my offensive line, like, I want to see, are they capable of pushing this thing all the way into the end zone without me having to go play action?
Right.
And they totally ran it down.
Oh, they did. I think I saw Taylor Lynch or somebody said it was the best drive of the season. And I was like, man, I agree.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I like, because it was the most physically imposing drive of the season. And that was with a guy in the middle who's never played that position before. And I thought he looked pretty good. So, I mean, we'll see that going forward. But
I'm gonna nitpick. Snow, all your snaps are too low, son.
Yeah,
you can't play center at this level if your snaps is going to be that low the whole time.
Well, here's the thing. What we learned wasn't so much that he may be the center, is so much as, I mean, that's a guy, you know, Collins is now a guy, which, by the way, coming out of high school, I mean, I remember he played at Cal and people described him as nasty. Everybody was like, he's nasty.
Right.
Like, you know, he's one of those dudes. I think you just realized you've got a guard or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have
a
a physical offensive lineman, and who's willing to play multiple positions. You know, you can at least do that.
Right, and that's what you wanted to see. So on offense, I think you felt really excited, man. I mean, you saw a lot of young guys making plays. It's still odd to me, but I agree with you 1,000% that you're going to need to add some quarterback help. And now here's the thing. I do think they're going to add some grad help at multiple positions. I don't just think that, like, I know that I believe. So I think you're going to see, especially on offense, I think you're going to see maybe three grads when it's all said and done, or one-time transfers. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I think we will see grad help and one-time transfer help come in on the offense to add some experience. So that will be something we'll add next year. But at the quarterback position, that's the conversation for me at the end of the regular season, is you have to add competition to that quarterback room going into next year.
Veteran competition. Done it competition.
Because at this point, there's no competition there. I mean, it's T-Web and Malik, right? Would we all agree with that? I mean, Conley, I don't think it's competition at this point. Puma, I would assume that he's going to go somewhere and play. Right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, you're basically looking at T-Web and Malik. TJ Lewis is coming in, but Lewis is he's a good player, but he's a true freshman. I mean, and
he's more Malik. And if he's not better at being Malik than Malik, then you're just you're just in that position.
Well, and I just watched a true freshman that threw for 4,000 yards, set the bench. Like, so I know Coach Satterfield's not excited about putting a true freshman out there. We already saw T-Web at some point, probably. So yeah, I mean, there was a lot on the offensive side of the ball that left you really excited going into the offseason.
Des Fitzpatrick, I was so glad to see him. You know what? I'm gonna say something that's kind of a complicated emotion, but I think that people are going to understand what I'm doing with this one. Dez was a lot of times, let's get it going. What's wrong? Why can't we get him as a big time, every game consistent, target, right? So be it back when we were trying to say Lamar Jackson was the reason because he can't throw, or whatever the reason was, Dez was never like the featured one receiver, right? But everybody thought he's big, he's fast, he blocks, he's unselfish, you know what I'm saying? He's a leader, all this good stuff. Like everybody knew all this stuff, but we wanted just the explosive Dez Fitzpatrick consistency, right? What do you think about this idea, Steve?
Okay.
We're gonna keep our eye on Dez more than we would do most singers. Because I think everybody wants to know, okay, now if he does it, if he gets, if he improves his professional stock, you know what I'm saying? If he gets evaluated by other people who are paid to do this evaluation, he gets love and, he gets in league, I think it'll kind of put our emotions at ease. So like Dez is a guy we're going to be following just a little closer because we never got our definitive answer on why he couldn't just be a featured wide receiver, you know what I'm saying? Where he's getting 7, 8, religiously. Does that make sense?
No, I think you're right on that. I do think that he's going to be a guy that we're really going to follow his path because, well, for one, we all have eyeballs. And while this fan base, I think when it comes to basketball is one of the smartest fan bases in America. Like this team knows when their team's good, when they're not, you know what I mean? Like they know which teams they fall in love with because how hard they're playing. In football, we're working on it. Like, we're becoming that, and I think all our football eyes said this kid's better than what his numbers are. Like this kid's better than the target.
And his numbers are amazing career compiled.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But I mean, I think that there was real potential there for him to be like national numbers guy,
Yeah.
So we're gonna see. I think now I don't blame him for that very much. I think that there was situations that happened throughout his career,
right?
So yeah, I mean, he will be one that will celebrate. And here's the thing: he's also a guy who, I'll tell you what, man, with conversations that I won't bring to the table completely, he is also a guy who is extremely thankful for how, because any kid, now that he's gone, you can kind of say a little more with him, but any kid, probably that went through the 4 years he went through at times probably thought, I probably should have went somewhere else.
Yeah. Or woe is me, Yeah.
And I'm sure he had his moments.
Yeah, of course.
But that kid is so thankful for how the fan base treats him. And I will say that. And I think the fans really love him. And I do think he's a guy that he will wear that Louisville crown all the way through. So, I think it's going to be cool to watch.
He's the answer to the question that I get on my live streams and I get anytime outside of radio. Why do you stay here? Why does everybody stay here? And I'm just like, why not? Because you're around a bunch of people who appreciate the program. You know what I'm saying? You're around a bunch of people who know sports really well. So if you're going to spend your time, talking sports with people, it's like, this is not a bad place to stay. Not saying he's going to stay here or anything, but his appreciation is why people who stay.
Oh no, absolutely. Absolutely. So, it'll be fun to watch, but I do think you're spot on with that, man. Because I will be keeping up. I imagine he'll get invited to the Senior Bowl here soon.
No, yeah, he's already committed to it, I think.
Okay, I was going to say if that's not public yet, I imagine it will be soon. So he will be in that. I would look forward to that. So if he does that, it'll be fun to watch his journey, and I think he'll raise up, man. I think he'll end up being a top 5 round guy, and so good for him, man. He's a smart kid, got a good head on his shoulder, got a good family behind him. He's going to make smart decisions with agents and different things like that. So I would expect he'll be a high riser. And the reason I'm talking about him like this is because I would imagine, and we'll get the bowl game conversation later, but I think we probably saw the last of him. So no matter what.
No, he said it.
Yeah. No. I mean, like, even if they were to play another game, which we'll get to later.
You mean bowl conversation?
Yeah, like I think he's probably good and should be. So yeah. But anyways, that'd be a guy we'll watch, man. And I'm excited. And it was good to see him go out in a positive manner.
I tell you what, I'm not gonna want to put off the bowl conversation too much longer. I think everybody's kind of wondering where we are from there by the text line. 8150 939. We're gonna take our first commercial break, get everything reset, make sure we don't have the digital sound on you or the little bit of echo. We're gonna do a little cleaning up, tightening up the screws. Quick commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maben on 939 The Ville.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive Little Blue generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable price.
It's probably his YouTube. It's probably the YouTube playing in the background.
And
what do you hear?
Visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/real.
I'm going to talk to him real quick and see what he's doing. Hold on. I'm going to see what the deal is.
Face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/real. That's forhims.com/real for your free online visit. forhims.com/real.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming, and whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
Splurging on a truly magical gift for your loved one to help turn this emotional year around is a no-brainer at Genesis Diamonds. Now through Christmas Eve on any purchase at Genesis, you get nothing down and pay 0 interest for 5 whole years. That engagement ring, eternity band, or 5-stone ring you've been thinking about is only $100 a month. Diamond pendants and colored gemstones for $50 a month. Even diamond hoops, studs, and stackable rings for just $30 a month. And all with no money down. And if you're thinking of popping the question over the holidays, what a special way to turn this year around. We've expanded our large, rare diamond selection just for you. With thousands of new designer rings, you put no money down and you won't pay a dime in interest for 5 whole years. Your special someone deserves that unforgettable holiday moment. And Genesis Diamonds is here with our best financing ever. And our non-commissioned experts are here to help you make it happen. Happy holidays from Genesis Diamonds. Shelbyville Road Plaza. Open this Sunday on approved credit.
We're proud to partner with our favorite go-to caffeinated beverage, Focus. Not Focus with an F, but with a PH.
When the reality of COVID-19 hit, our friends at Focus donated over 200,000 cans of Focus to nearly 400 hospitals across the U.S. to keep those on the front lines fueled.
And good news, now you can find Focus at more Kroger's, Thornton's, Liquor Barn, and Party Mart, as well as all the usual spots like Rainbow Blossom, Heine Brothers, Paul's Fruit Market, and CVS.
Or save 15% when you use code ESPN15 at www.drinkfocus.com. Focus, Phocus. Try it today.
'Twas the holiday season, and many families felt glee, for they shopped at Kroger, where pickup was free. Green beans and apples, a salad so merry, sweet onions and Brussels, and cakes topped with cherries. Whipped mashed potatoes and warm spiral ham take center stage for a feast with the fam. May the magic of fresh food never be done. Happy holidays from Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
I'm Ethan Moore.
And I'm Taylor Lynch.
Check out Louisville Sports Live, the city's longest-running all-U of L sports talk show, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock right here on 93.9 The Ville.
All the best local and national guests talking all things Louisville football, basketball, and recruiting.
Every Wednesday at 6 right here on 93.9 The Ville. And follow us on Twitter at Lville Sports without an O Live.
And check out the website, LouisvilleSportsLive.net. Go Cards.
When you can't get to Double Dogs, bring Double Dogs to you. All you need to do is fetch and go. With choices like Black Angus burgers, wings tossed in homemade sauces, and dog bowl nachos. Double Dogs will make sure everyone in your family can enjoy their favorites. Now offering family-style dinner deals for a limited time. See our menu at www.doubledogs.biz and then give us a call to order. Come pick your order up curbside today at the Middletown Commons location. Take the night off and let Double Dogs do the cooking with Fetch and Go.
Hey guys, it's Andy Sweeney here. When it was time to expand our offices and studios at ESPN Louisville, guys, the choice was easy. Realm Construction. Find them online today, realmconstruction.com. They're family owned and have been serving the Louisville area now for 60 years. Owners Rich Banks and Bill Receiver could not have been easier to work with. Their knowledge, professionalism, and attention to detail were absolutely top-notch. Bottom line, Realm Construction did everything they said they would do and more. Realm Construction specializes in commercial general contracting. You've probably seen their work at 4th Street Live, as well as many healthcare facilities around the area. For their full portfolio, visit realmconstruction.com. We trusted Realm Construction for our expansion, and you should too. For your next project, use Realm Construction. Online at realmconstruction.com or give them a call, 581-9191.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Dining. Let me just send this quick shout out to Four Pegs. That's my place. Listen, they have holiday dinner specials. Prime rib, $22 a pound. 5 pounds minimum. Brisket, $16 a pound. Smoked turkey breast, $14 a pound. Bourbon brine, smoked turkeys, double smoked hams. Golly, you better take advantage of the holiday Four Pegs deals. Like, everybody knows. Ask somebody if they've ever been there before. Find somebody that's been there before. I guarantee you get those rave reviews. So people are a little excited, Steve.
Yeah, no, I imagine, man. People I know coming back up there, I'm like, man, I'm coming back up into a whole new world where people, where people can eat and all that stuff. So it's going to be wild. I guess I shouldn't say it like that. Where people can eat.
I know
you know what I'm saying, but it will be different. I know a lot's happening. I mean, I know you got vaccines coming in. You've got people getting back out to restaurants. So
yeah, go ahead. So yeah, I was just gonna. That was my quick shout out. I want to keep that in. Like I said, just make sure that's in the back of everybody's mind that the restaurants that you've been itching to get to are back open, and they could really use your use your participation. So here's the thing, Steve. And in the commercial break, I went strong tease on bowl conversation.
Yes.
Now, you've listened to me. You've listened to me have an opinion, but I'm not sure if I've sold myself. Sometimes it feels like just a hot opinion, right? And sometimes I think it's the only thing that makes sense. And it's one of those opinions that I normally don't even say out loud because it puts the thought in people's minds, right?
Right.
Bowl. Okay. The question is, bowl season. Will there be an opportunity? Will there be a window to participate in a bowl? If there is an opportunity to participate in a bowl, would the coach want to participate in the bowl? If there's an opportunity, would the players collectively want to participate in the bowl? What is Marcus Maben's opinion on it? What is the fans like? Because I feel like the fans right now are just waiting for Louisville to get invited to any kind of bowl, right? And just like the fans were waiting to see how Louisville responded emotionally to the coaching situation, just like they're going to be looking to see how the recruits, react to the coaching situation. Like everybody has these big eyeballs, and kind of I'm waiting to see, make sure you still got the team. I'm making sure what I see on the field is what I is what I hope to see moving forward. So you're right in that window of still, that felt really good, but you still have a couple of areas to clean up, right? So when you talk about the bowl game, this is the scenario I painted for myself as probably the ideal scenario. And it went something like this. Coach should want to be in a bowl game, right? Publicly. Publicly. But I would think coach is ready to take a break and start and either break or just work with his recruiting class. Like work on stuff outside of bowl discussion, right? Would the ideal scenario be that they get offered or they either don't get offered a bowl game or get offered a bowl game and the team just decides they want to start working out for next year?
Well, do you want the ideal situation, or because I'll tell you how I feel.
I know I kind of stumbled over that one, but does it make sense? Like, I want the coach to publicly want a bowl game, but I don't know if a bowl game is the best thing for this team right now. Like it's been emotionally taxing for these kids. Like, we all like to get better. We all want to, you should want all the extra practice you should want. And I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, this testing ain't no joke. And I don't want this stuff to go overlooked about the amount of testing, the amount of anxiety, the amount of, of additional stress you're going to put on with the bowl game, especially when you see other schools kind of opting out respectfully, out of the bowl games. Like, I just don't know if that's the best thing psychologically, what I'm saying, heading into an off season where I'm going to demand a lot of these kids, going into the off season. So that's kind of the best way I can frame it.
Yeah. Like, okay, let me go, because me and you didn't talk about this. So I am exactly where you're at on this. A bowl game, and the reason this is the conversation is because you're showing up in bowl projections now. You're showing up in, I think Jerry Palm has you in a bowl. I think Mark Schlaball has you in a bowl right now.
And other schools are opting out.
Right. And I don't know. I kind of feel like, even as a fan, now if they have one, cool, look, I'll get behind it and let's support it, and and everything, and there's not going to be a real.
Yeah, I would be extremely proud if they got invited to a bowl, accepted the bowl, and had enough players who actually were willing to keep going through the process of getting to the bowl game.
Yeah,
because that's tough.
I do agree with you, though. I don't really want to see them publicly opt out of a bowl game, though. But if behind the scenes, if they kind of pass, we'll pass.
Right.
I'm okay with that this year. But again, like I do agree with you. I don't need Louisville's not going to play. in a bowl game. Like I don't really want to see that, but I am okay if they pass on a bowl game because you said it perfect. I'm not sure that this team needs a bowl game.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the best thing because okay, we talked about it in the offseason. You need the fresh legs, and you're gonna need like one of the most intense off seasons to get where Coach Satterfield wants to be. And I mean intense as far as, again, I know people get tired of hearing me say it, but like my stomach literally turns when I feel so hard for the kids and how much they have to go through. So you're going to need one of the more intense off seasons in terms of weight gain and nutrition. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to, if you're to lose 70 pounds in the summer, it's hard to pick up 50 pounds over a summer, for linemen, and they're going to need to kind of rework their bodies, you know what I'm saying, to be. And like I said, Coach Satterfield knows that to be at the top teams, he has to get guys who are so much stronger than what they are now, so much more stronger with their hands, take care of the football, the strength that helps you hang on to tackles, hang on to the football. He knows that's where the offseason is going to have to be. So, Steve, some off seasons you need to learn execution, learn the playbook, learn technique and things like that. You're not really in the I think the great thing about the seniors, watching the seniors play, you had more time to do technique with the younger guys. It's going to be about their bodies and their violent level, their violence at point of contact and stuff like that for this offseason to make that next jump. You're going to be asking for a ton. So squeezing out a bowl game on this one, you're feeling good. The fans are feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I think the momentum and the freshening up of these kids is probably more important. Even though, like I said, as a fan, I would love to see them take the field another game.
Yeah, but I'm with you. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I do think also what plays into it is where I'm seeing us projected. There is part of me, I mean, I'm just being completely honest there. Like, I don't get that jacked up for Military Bowl against Navy.
There's no win in that one.
Like, whatever. Okay, give me Kentucky in the Liberty Bowl. Okay. Now that, I'm ready. Yeah, but I will say,
we'll take on a new offensive coordinator, Coach Brom. That'll be exciting.
I know. If that were to happen, which it don't sound like that's going to be their choice, I've publicly admitted I'm like, I would cry. If I had to watch Brian Brom on their sideline, I would legitimately cry every time. I'd watch them every time and I would cry tears. I'm not over that yet. That would be like, too soon.
You'd start cheering for them, Steve. Let me get to this phone line. Jason, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Steve, I think you just literally stole the words out of my mouth. I think if we played Kentucky, that would be a game that everybody would buy into. And I feel like, in my opinion, that's the only game that's worth even playing right now, bowl-wise. I mean, if I'm being 100% honest, with the way that this season's gone and the way that, I feel like this last game that we played, we're really building towards next year. Unless we're playing Kentucky, I'm not. If I was a player, I'm not buying into that bowl game. But I'll hop off here and listen to what y'all have to say. Go Cards.
Appreciate the call.
Appreciate it. Now, I will say, I do think these young guys, I get what he's saying. Yes. I do get what he's saying. But when he said the players at the end, I will say these young guys, you're not going to find a more jacked up group right now than Jalen Mitchell, Jordan Watkins,
right?
Braden Smith. These young guys that are like, dude, these young guys are like, we're going to come out, we're going to win every game. Like, like they think they're like, dude, we're the baddest group out here.
No,
I mean?
Up and coming class thinks, man, we're really going to miss the senior. You know what I'm saying? Like they say it, but when you're ready to play, you think you can make a difference.
Listen, and then you watch videos this weekend of Louisville's defensive line or defensive end commit out of Georgia, Victor Brown, right?
Right.
He's going against a Georgia lineman that's committed to the Georgia Bulldogs, right, in a high school football playoff game, and just leaves the dude in cement. Like, I mean, just rips through. I mean, we're talking a 6'4", 6'5", 250-pound defensive end going to Louisville. leaves this offensive lineman who's going to Georgia just standing there like, well, I didn't even see what happened.
Right.
And I'm like, and I've already saw this young group tweeting the group coming in. Right. Because it doesn't sound or look like there's going to be much attrition, if at all. And I'm not even talking about the Coach Satterfield thing. I'm just talking about anytime we get to signing day, I'm always like, maybe somebody. Comes in and steals a guy or two.
Getting them to the finish line is huge.
Yeah,
and you're nervous. Even if there's not a Coach Satterfield dust up, you're nervous. You're nervous about getting poached, especially if you know your coach is pretty good at identifying quality talent. Now you're really, because what happens? Coach Pitino gets a reputation for identifying them early. Guys don't even have to see them play. Coach Pitino's on you early, offer them. Because
absolutely.
Yeah. So once coaches get a label for being able to spot them early, it's going to be even tougher to get them to the finish line.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's one where I am, but I see them tweeting back and forth, and that's why I say, these young guys, they think they're ready, so they would take another game. Don't get me wrong. Look, you don't think Jalen Mitchell wouldn't be like, yeah, put me out there against Navy and let me rush for another $150, or something. But I do agree with you. I don't think that's the best thing. I think it'd be good to stop.
Right. Texas says we need to play a bowl game. We built our program on we'll play anyone, anywhere, anytime. I agree with that, but I don't think this is one of those they're scared to play anybody. I just think it's one of those things like, I think they need to get it's like time for a fresh start, getting there, putting 2020 season behind them a little bit, like psychologically, and just remember it's still, prepping for, for full football. And basically to get out of that wheelhouse of, are we even going to play today? Are we going to practice today? Are we going to be able to do anything today? Just changing it up.
Yeah, there's a lot that a lot of work has went into this season, as most people know, for these players and these coaches and everybody. So it's like, sure, I would love to go play, Tulsa in the Military Bowl. I think that was the other one I saw too. It was Tulsa and Navy. I just feel better mocking Tulsa, not Navy. But it was, I'm sure, would I be excited? I don't know if excited is the word, but game, when the game kicked off, I can get behind my team, like, okay, cool. But I kind of agree. If you're going to give us Kentucky in one of these bowls, cool. I think people get juiced up for that. If not, it's been a lot of work, man. Like, good job, fellas.
I know, and that
go home
again. Like,
enjoy yourself.
I'm turning into Coach Davenport here by saying what would you have signed up for when you thought there wasn't going to be any football, when you thought all sports were going to shut down, when Satterfield came up with the game plan? Would you have signed up for this entire season with the Coach Satterfield incident included? Would you have it, like, if you could go back and say this is what our season was going to be like? Would you have signed up for it?
No.
I totally would. I totally would have.
No, if you would have told me we were going to win 4 games back in August, I'd have been like, I'm good.
No. Listen, 4 games.
I can watch everybody else.
4 games, and 3 of them are by less than 7, and you have the number 2 team in the nation. You lose by 6 points. So
we win 4. So are we only playing 6?
No, and listen, about 2 or 3 of them, you're gonna get creamed.
Just
deal with it. That is pretty fun. Brian Hall, would you sign up for no football or COVID year that we did?
True. I'm kind of with Steve in the point where I'm like,
y'all are pieces of crap. Y'all are true pieces of crap.
Listen,
listen, most people probably agree with y'all, but yeah, because I know I'm a little wired a little different with that. Like, but you know how I am, Steve. Really, I always enjoy the growth, even in the losses. Like, I always see the growth, and the bad years make me enjoy the good years so much more. So yeah,
But at the same time, your argument is you got to watch football. Maybe it wasn't the best football that you wanted to see or had hoped that you were going to get out of this Louisville team, but you still had football. So you're signing up for that reason.
And to Marcus's point, I mean, I will say, I mean, now I agree with Brian on like, I'm not like, yeah, if you would have showed me a crystal ball and said we were 4-7, I'd be like, no, I'm good. But your point is more, go back and remember in August and July, and you were just like, dude, you gotta play. You know, you wanted to see football. So yeah, I mean, I get your point.
You would have signed up for 10 inter squad scrimmages, Steve, red and white games.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, but yeah, like I said, I do know I'm pretty much majority on that one. Okay, so do you think it actually happens? I mean, we kind of went through ideal scenarios. What do you think the fan base wants as far as that?
I don't think they play in a bowl. I don't think they'll play in a bowl. Yeah, I don't know that the what's the word? I don't want to say interest, because I think
enthusiasm
that with the we dealt with the COVID
tough
issues. We had injuries down the stretch. Look, Tutu's going on, Javian's going on. Dez, like I said earlier, I don't think Dez would play, nor should he at this point. And I'm not putting words in his mouth on that. I have no idea. That's nothing Pops has said. That's nothing nobody said. Heck, he may be the first guy to suit up, but I'm just saying, I think that this coaching staff knows there's a lot of guys that have decisions to make now. You know, older guys. I mean, you know, we're probably going to have a few transfers, I would imagine, you know, guys that just say, okay, that was a messed up year, but maybe I fell down the depth chart. Maybe I didn't like the playing time I was getting, and I'm going to move on, you know? So
actually, the conversation of mass transactions is going to be the conversation of this football offseason because of the new rule, the no penalized transfer rule. Let me go to the phone lines. Frank, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
All right, gentlemen, real quick. I'm a little bit on the fence as far as the bowl game is concerned. And now, of course, the fan in me would say play the bowl game and, you know, end the season off right. And when I say end the season off right, we had a pretty good 3 quarters against Wake Forest. But those guys that either may want to transfer or either they're on the fence on transferring, you know, this gives them an opportunity to maybe play one final game. And not only that, you sending the seniors off with a bowl win or just a bowl game period. Now, a part of me is like you, Steve. The season's over with, and let's just go ahead and get ready for next year. But, you know, this has been a very unusual 2020 in all aspects, especially for football. When you got Ohio State, I think played 5 games, and they in the Big Ten championship. Just everything's been off. Even our Cowboys, it's just been a very, very bad year when it comes to sports. So I'm like you. Let's just kind of make it a wash and then go on. And my last question is that now we canceled the North Carolina State game. What if Pittsburgh is canceled, and what if, you know, I know a lot of what ifs, and what if UK goes on the quarantine maybe next week? Will that game against us on the day after Christmas be canceled? And I'm gonna hang up and listen.
We are definitely gonna address that the next hour. I got a full deal of conversation for that one. Let me get to this last one. Joel, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
What's up, fellas? Yeah, I mean, to me, being selfish, I don't want to see any bowl game that's like Navy or Tulsa. I mean, as far as the fan base, that's probably what the view is. Now, on the other side of it, it's like, I mean, we've talked, or you guys have talked about it the last couple of weeks. I mean, there's a lot of young guys getting a lot of playing time, and that's here recently. And that's obviously the future of the team. Now, we all know, unless you're kind of in that playoff type of conversation, I mean, really the benefit of the bowl game is just those extra practices. Now, that's what I would be up for because of that. Because if you got these young guys and you can get them a lot of extra practices, I think that's the benefit. But as far as the fan side of me, unless we're playing like Kentucky in like the Music City Bowl or something like that, or they're coming down to Florida at all, I wouldn't have any interest in watching playing a bowl game. So that's the selfish fan side of me. But for the future and all these young guys, those extra practices, I think would be great. So that's my thoughts.
Listen, appreciate the call.
Yeah.
Listen, and here's the thing. If we were sitting in a bar,
I'm always for extra practice.
Listen, if we were sitting in a bar, I would call each and every one of you people liars who say you wouldn't be excited. You wouldn't be tweeting and posting it's game day. Getting excited.
Yeah, but now to be fair, I mean, like some of that is just support of your program.
Steve, I'm dug in on this one. You're pumped.
It's game day. Look, I'm not going to not support my guys on bowl day. You know, like I mean, but that doesn't mean I wake up like, oh, it's game day. Let's go.
Yes,
you know,
yes
like,
you will, Steve. Yes, you will.
We got a game.
Everybody's saying that. Listen, I'm dug in on this one. All y'all are lying. I see how y'all act. Listen, I'm dug in on the Satterfield one too. Like every time I'm just still so mad. It's just like, you watch that game and you watch that reverse he called and you were like, oh, what a great call. Go, Watkins, go. Yeah. And that all felt good. It all felt good. You were, but then I'm still gonna act mad till he leaves.
Still not happy.
Yes, you are. Go ahead and hit that, Brian. Next hour, I am going to address Frank's question. I am going to probably say one of the most, or one was probably going to be the most unpopular things to be said over the course of the next 12 days or whatever.
Companies can be really tough to deal with on your own. I'm Sam Aguiar, and our team is here to help. We have been fortunate enough to represent thousands of people from Kentucky communities, and we would love to speak with you about your potential case. Our team loves what we do. The consultation for you is free, and we don't charge you anything unless we win the case for you. So come be a part of our team. Our phone number is easy, 502-888-8888. 502-888-8888.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold craft, tap, can, or bottled beer, 4 pegs. And the best part about 4 pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/real. That's right. Free, 0 copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/real. That's forhims.com/real for your free online visit. forhims.com/real.
Pay off your holiday bills with a new job at UPS. Join Team Louisville as a warehouse worker and earn $14.50 per hour to start, plus up to $1,400 in bonuses. Search and apply now at upsjobs.com/worldport. That's upsjobs.com/worldport.
Mark Ennis here, telling you about my friends at Bosch Lawn Care. For the past few years, I've trusted Bosch Lawn Care with my yard maintenance at my house. That's mowing, weed eating, trimming bushes, cleaning mulch installation, and much more. Get yourself out of hours of work in the yard when you could be kicking back and enjoying time with your family and friends. Call 833-2GET-CUT. That's 833-243-8288 or visit them online at BoschLawnCare.com. Trust the lawn experts I trust. They're professional, affordable. Bosch Lawn Care.
an official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville. WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville. WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good morning, I'm Brian Hall. The Sports Center update brought to you by Baptist Health. Don't let joint pain get in your way. Take the Baptist Health Knee and Pain Assessment today. BaptistHealth.com. The University of Louisville football team closed out their season with a 45-21 victory over Wake Forest on Saturday. Following the game, Coach Satterfield said turnovers were the difference maker.
We flipped the script on them today as far as turnover margin. They're number one team in the country in turnover margin. We're toward the bottom. Today we're a +2. Huge difference in the game because that's big momentum.
Cards finished out the year 4-7 and were ranked 12th in the ACC. Moving on to the Kentucky side, 3 names have emerged as favorites for the program's offensive coordinator job. They are Rams quarterbacks coach Liam Cohen, Oregon offensive coordinator and former Mississippi State head coach Joe Moorhead, and Purdue offensive coordinator Brian Brom. Moving on to basketball, the Cards' December 16th matchup against North Carolina State has been postponed due to another COVID-19 breakout. This marks the 3rd straight game postponed due to the pandemic for Louisville. Moving on to the Kentucky side, following the Cats' 4th straight loss in a 64-63 nail-biter with Notre Dame. Head coach John Calipari talked with the media after the game about why he believed his team struggled to come up with the victory over the Irish.
We have a couple guys that are not playing to where they need to play, fight, competitive spirit, coming up with balls, toughness, rebounding. And what happened in the first half? We had a guy that broke off the game plan. I mean, we spent a couple days on it because we had time. And he walked in the game and ran the wrong way. They got 12 points.
The Cats have fallen to 1-4 on the year, and they will look to bounce back on Saturday when they take on UCLA. And last but certainly not least, just a reminder that ESPN Louisville is your exclusive home for the NFL this season, as our sister station ESPN 680 is the affiliate of the Indianapolis Colts, who defeated the Las Vegas Raiders yesterday 44-27. Meanwhile, the Cowboys defeated the Bengals 30-7. Also a reminder that 93.9 is the affiliate of the Baltimore Ravens. They're in Monday Night Football tonight, but we'll have it actually on both stations, 93.9 and 680. Keep it locked here. Middays with Marcus Maben is next. This is Sports Center.
If the two of you got through 2020 together, you can get through anything. This holiday, make it official with a stunning engagement ring from Shane Company. Create your unique ring in 3 easy steps. Simply pick a setting, choose a natural diamond, ruby, or sapphire center stone. Then add your own touch, like a decorative crown or a personal engraving. Here's another option. Select one of our perfectly preset engagement rings. Each of these rings is already set with the shape and size center stone that our designers envision, which means that your ring will be perfect. Because our quality standards are the highest in the industry, we're able to guarantee your ring for free for life. This year and every year after, we'll be here for you. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com. Open weekdays 9 till 9, Saturday 10 till 8, and Sunday 11 to 5.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Live from the OPC Pest Services studio. Now, here's Marcus Maben.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maben. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. People, temperature control is one of the most valuable resources one can have. If you agree with that, then DFH Company is the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Inquire about their Mitsubishi mini splits for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222 or look them on. That was such a good read. This is what happened, people. I'm in my groove doing my DFH, giving them their shout out. I turn and look over at my text message and I see SWITCH in an exclamation. Now, Brian, you're not familiar with the joke on that, are you?
The switch?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Steve, I don't assume that you're familiar with why somebody texts switch.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay. So I'm sorry, people. I have to do this. Everybody. So right now there's some delegation that's laughing. There's some other people that are laughing because they know I have to tell you what happened right here when they say switch. House party, Steve.
Right.
You're okay. You and Clay are in the party, right?
Okay.
Y'all two are the studs of the party, right?
Right.
There's a girl you've been targeting all night, right?
Okay.
There's a girl Clay's been targeting all night, right?
Okay.
During the music, y'all are dancing. So every time Martin Lawrence, who is the DJ, yells out "switch," you have to switch to a new partner, right?
Okay.
So he yells out "switch," and Steve Rummage ends up with somebody in the party that he doesn't want to be dancing with, right?
Right.
And Clay ends up with a girl that he doesn't want to be dancing with in this party, right?
Okay.
And both of y'all are looking at DJ Martin Lawrence and y'all are going, "Come on now, come on, say it," right? Now he's doing like the Macarena by himself, spinning around in circles, and you want to yell it out yourself. Come on, man, call for the switch.
Right.
So it was during that song, you know what I'm saying, where they were just all, dancing around. And so everybody's like, the joke is you're waiting for somebody to yell switch.
That's pretty funny.
You can get to a different girl. So yeah, that is what caught my attention and made me
of a party.
What did you just say, Steve?
So that's a heck of a party.
Right. Look, that's old school house party stuff. Temperature control, we did that. Is there any other reads or shout outs you want to give while we're in that mood?
I do. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top rated sportsbook app, is wishing you the happiest of holidays. And to kick off the season of giving, DraftKings has new promotions and odds boost every day this week. Luckily for sports fans, there's an abundance of action taking place this week. Football teams are in a hunt to secure their place in the playoffs while basketball season is getting underway. There's no better place to get in on all the action. If you haven't tried DraftKings Sportsbook yet, head to the App Store now because you don't want to miss this. DraftKings is giving all new users a deposit bonus up to $1,000 when signing up using promo code WLCL. DraftKings has endless ways for you to bet, from live betting to betting on your favorite players. They do it all, and this weekend is set to be action-packed. So head to the app now to get in on all the excitement. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, making it easy for you to deposit, withdraw your money at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code WLCL when you sign up. You get a deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's right, WLCL, to get a deposit bonus up to $1,000 for a limited time. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. You must be 21 or older. Indiana only. Bonus comprised of first deposit bonus. Deposit bonus requires 25 times playthrough. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
I've officially reached
the point.
Texas says, great read, Steve.
Oh, thank you. I know. I felt like, look, I was in the middle of that, and I was like, oh, I felt like a no-hitter, man. I was like, okay, all right, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Yeah.
Whew. Okay, so Steve, I have to acknowledge something.
Yeah.
I've officially reached the point of insanity in my basketball brain. I'm going to tell you something, two things that go against all of the spirit and everything you know about Marcus Maven. It's going to be two things. It's going to be it's going to be depressing to say out loud. It's going to be so disappointing to say out loud. But I'm going to say it, Steve. And one thing is going to upset the public, and the other thing is going to have the public completely disappointed at me, because this is not who I am. So you prepared for this, Steve?
I'm ready. I'm actually curious now.
Okay. We've had the game canceled. Frank calls in. Frank is looking down the road and what happens next, and what are we going to do? How are we going to line up? How are we going to line up our games? How are we going to fill in a game with somebody else? So we're not flat foot against Kentucky. This is the panic level that everybody's on, right?
Okay.
I don't think anybody believes like we're going to find a way to play that game no matter what. Like, even if you have to wait and put everything else on hold. So Steve.
Yeah.
It's time that I said this out loud. I trust Coach Mack enough to have my team ready to play Kentucky without any more games.
Okay.
We've made it to the 14th, Steve.
Yep.
It ain't no use to play anybody else. Steve, I saw my babies ready to play basketball at the beginning of the season. Who did we open with, Steve?
We opened with Evansville.
We opened against Evansville. They were ready to go. 2 days later, they were ready to play again. They looked locked in to everything they were supposed to do. I'm talking about the rotations. Actually, the only guy that looked a little out of place on the rotations was Aiden Agahan.
Mm-hmm.
To me, everybody else looked like they knew exactly what they were doing. Carleek has shown you he's the goods. David is fine. If they're in there practicing, you give me a 10-day MAC camp is what we're looking at. 10, 11 days of a serious MAC camp. We gotta get I don't know how much Josh is playing, Sam is playing. I don't even want to get them hurt, Steve.
Yeah.
Get Sam healthy. Get him to that Kentucky game healthy. Coach Mack is not a frolicker, right? Does he strike you as the kind of guy who doesn't know what to do with idle time? Like, he doesn't know how serious to keep his team in idle time. So at this point, I'm like, listen, I trust you. By the way you came in with this in this season with these babies, I trust you to go up to Kentucky and play them without any more games. But Steve, look, I know you want to jump in. Let me give you my dismount. And here's where it's going to be the most disappointing thing you ever heard me say out loud. I trust him to get me to that Kentucky team ready to play. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I got an excuse if we lose.
Okay. Look, then I can just say, well, we haven't played, so.
Steve, if we go 2.5 weeks without any games, even more, if we go 20-something days without any games and we get busted, Steve, I got a built-in backdoor excuse.
We would have won.
I would kill anybody who said that to me, Steve. Anybody leading up to a game, if they said that to me out loud, I would punch him in the stomach.
Yeah, no, listen, I know what you're saying, man. Look, I don't disagree there. but and here's the thing: you might not have to worry about it because I mean, with NC State now being canceled, and I'm not hearing anything from Louisville's side. Which here's the problem: that makes me believe maybe the problem is with Louisville. Like maybe Louisville did have a few guys down more than we thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if the fact that Louisville is postponing these games, and it makes me wonder, okay, well, maybe, maybe there's a couple guys they don't have back that they want back, because I know they're practicing or, but I mean, and I'm not going to attach that to any kid's name, but I mean, if two starters are, I mean, they've been out, they've been able to play, and, maybe they were sick, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe they weren't feeling well and kind of took a toll on them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, then I'm going, okay, maybe this is a Louisville, like maybe there's more to it. So I'm not sure we're going to get replacement games.
I was ripping Coach K. Like I was, of course, like I just thought his timing was in poor taste of, kind of complaining about, the standards or whatever. But the more I think about it, like I don't want to jeopardize my UK game anymore. Like I don't want to risk going outside my Louisville bubble. And like I said, this has not been my thing. And if it wasn't Kentucky right on deck, I wouldn't feel this way. I'd be trying to schedule like crazy. But now I'm like, dude, give me a healthy Louisville off of some serious hardcore locked in Coach Mac work. And let's go.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of, I mean, I but I mean at this point there's no reason to think that the Pittsburgh game on the 22nd won't be played. So I mean it looks like that's probably going to be your next game. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that if we were interested in scheduling games, I mean maybe they do get one before then, but it just doesn't sound like. See, because we were under the impression.
You said 22nd is Pitt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Pitt on the 22nd. Now, because I mean, last week when I'm talking about getting Indiana and stuff, I'm under the assumption, hey, Louisville has a guy out or something, or had a guy out, and maybe. But then when I hear NC State getting canceled, and you hear, and I know NC State's dealing with some stuff too, so it could be Louisville just saying, dude, we just lost 3 dudes. I ain't chancing that again. If y'all dealing with something, we ain't coming, or y'all ain't coming here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it does make you think, maybe it is on the Louisville side. And if it is,
so it's not absolutely insane to think, okay, I don't need any fill-ins. I just need concentrated basketball, focused basketball.
Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, I mean, the most important game you've missed is NC State because that's a conference game. I mean,
yeah, but here's the thing: the good thing about that is conference works with conference, so you don't have to deal with Coach Cal's scheduling issues where you look where Louisville calls and says, "Hey, can we play on the 12th?" and Cal all of a sudden calls Notre Dame, and Notre Dame fills in on the 12th. And then Cal says, "Oh, that day is already taken up," after Louisville requests that day to play, and then get that tail waxed.
I know. That was really why I was like, that was because at this point they're just not good. Like, and don't get me wrong, I love watching them lose, but like the excitement of watching them lose is kind of. Okay, I mean it's fun for a little bit, but they suck. At this point.
Listen, I couldn't disagree more. Let's just keep this all between us, okay? Let's keep this all between us over here at 93.9. Don't run around telling the UK fans what I said. I disagree with you, and I disagree with everybody who thinks they suck. I literally think they're just not used to the college game, and the way they pound the glass. Or the ability they have to pound the glass, you know what I'm saying? Like I hate saying it, but I think they're going to be a tough team. I do.
Well, that's cool. And whenever they're tough, that'll be something to talk about. But I mean, right now they're 1-4, and they were 1-3 going into Saturday. So I mean, it's like, okay, whatever. Like my point
they're just used to not playing the ACC style, Steve. So Georgia Tech and Notre Dame. They're just matchup problems for young kids.
I don't care if they lose against UCLA or not. Really, it doesn't matter to me at this point. I'm like, I want them to lose. I want them to lose every game. I'd love for them to start 1-6. I think that'd be hilarious. But that game on Saturday, there was some extra stank to it because it was like, oh, wait a minute, you were supposed. This is the game y'all weaseled us out of.
Yes.
So I was like, I don't want you to win because then Calipari can at least sit back and be like, yeah, that's supposed to play a little bit. Got Notre Dame.
He did that on purpose, putting that ACC school in there, didn't he?
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, there was some extra on that one. Like, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, I'm starting to lean. I don't think they're good either. But I'm starting to lean on the side of I don't think Louisville's actively pursuing games right now.
And you're satisfied with that now. Like you're not going to feel like you're rusty if you only have one game before Kentucky, right?
Well, no, I'm not saying. I don't know if I'm saying that, but I think that if Louisville is dealing or dealt with this more than we realized, then I'm okay with it. I'm like, get back fully healthy, I mean, and get everybody back to.
Yeah. And see, I just meant healthy, like get Sam, get some good, reps without game pounding on his body.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just saying though, I mean, if they did have 3 or 4 different guys who had, virus or whatever, or was sick or anything like, right. And then, Sam's getting back healthy. Charles should be close if he's not back, I mean, I haven't saw anything that said he was back, so I wouldn't assume. But I mean, yeah, you're getting guys closer and closer. I mean, Malik put out there on Instagram, he kind of confirmed that, like, he's trying to get back this year. So like he definitely answered that. He did a little question and answer and he finished it off. He said, well, I'll finish it off with this question. And he said, I know that's what y'all want to know. And he said, everything's on pace to be back,
But here's the problem, Steve. And this has nothing to do with what we're talking about at all. You just mentioned the question Instagram thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was so funny. The JJ trainer answering the questions about just being bored. about being bored. Somebody asked JJ, Brian Hall, you didn't see this. Who do you think has the worst music taste on the team?
Quinn Slazinski.
Charles Midland.
Really?
Listen, they asked JJ Trainer who has the worst music or something about who has the best taste. Maybe it was who has the best taste in music. JJ Trainer answered. Yeah, right. Yeah, I do know that. Okay. Okay. We're asking JJ Trainer now. Who's the best defender on the team? Yeah, everybody's healthy. He says his answer was Dre Davis, but he be fouling. Steve, is that what everybody says? Is Dre Davis in there hacking and slapping JJ Trainer all day? Did I miss any other funny ones? Yeah, I was. Oh no, he went at Carly. He said, "Whose jump shot is the brokest?" He said, "Definitely Carly." I did see that, but you just made me think about that on the Malik. So, but are you still doing the Are you still doing the? I completely lost my train of thought because I didn't know if that was real beef going on outside in the hallway, and Oh, you can. You can hear it. Yeah, yeah, right. So look, I had to know like what's going on. I'll tell you what. We'll take our last commercial break. I got one more good subject to get on the other side. Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9 The Ville.
Got a couple things.
I'm listening.
Anything so far?
Yeah, I think they picked you up cussing.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
What was this?
I keep losing. I keep losing my train of thought too.
Scott texted me about it. I'll just do it myself and get it in. And then the other thing was promo material. You like that little conversation where the players were, who do you think was the worst singer or the worst music? Who's the best defender? What else?
Steve.
Think about it. I'm gonna go get the Moby Dick.
No, I will.
Yeah, I'll do the Moby Dick. But if you can think of something
else.
Yeah. I'll keep that in the back of my mind.
What's the new topic? Maybe I can get it off the new topic.
I don't know.
I thought you said you had a
I did.
Good topic to
But
the show.
yeah, but it didn't work.
It's all good. I'll kind of listen, but if you hear something, someone know.
I sent you a request. If you still want to hang on to that advertising spot. Marcus Maven 8150 939 is the number. 939 is the station. People, let me try this one more time because they are a good sponsor of ours. DFH Company is the company for you. I just do that one more time, Brian. Temperature control is one of the most valuable resources one can have. If you agree, the DFH Company is the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Inquire about the Mitsubishi Mini Split for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. It's also special shout out. MTSU is at Bellarmine. Listen, MTSU is at Bellarmine. Yeah, but Steve, no disrespect, but there's one problem. My weekend has one thing on it. Brian Hall, I got to ask you a question. My weekend, I have one event planned. There's nothing else that I'm going to let distract my one weekend event. Do you know what that weekend event is? In Nashville, playing the Titans. There is 100% a road trip involved, but I got to ask this question, Steve. I need the answer to. And I'm asking this question because when I say I can't allow any distraction, this is kind of to the, you and I kind of had the conversation, Steve. Every year he makes the team, I'm like, it's a miracle, and I've been like that since he's been in ninth grade. So, making a team to me, you won, right? But this is the last year of his contract, right? You playing in Nashville. I get to go to the game, right? I can't take anybody to that game, right? I mean, listen, forget everybody else. Forget everybody else. I don't care about anybody else right now. I gotta take in this one alone, right? Listen. Cousin Cameron can sit. He can be on the field if he wants to. Yeah. Cousin Cam is not going to worry about getting tickets. Trust me. No, but I know what you're saying. And here's the thing: I literally could care less whoever else went to that game. Like I literally could care. But I'm thinking this is when I just got to take it in and just smell the roses and just. You I don't know if you saw the video. Did y'all see the video? Speaking of Coach Davenport, did y'all see the video of him just sitting up in the stands watching his team practice over at Freedom Hall? Right, and oh, game. You're right, Steve. Right. So I feel like I got to do my Coach Davenport, right? But then again, I'm like, isn't it always fun when you got a travel buddy with you just to get hype? Oh, men's basketball freshman of the week in Big Ten, Hunter Dickinson. Go figure. He's overrated. The running joke is, people remember the name Hunter Dickinson because I sold stock early on Hunter Dickinson, but. Oh no, LeBron James is. Yeah, I thought Tracy McGrady and them was gonna eat LeBron James. I was like, man, LeBron ain't gonna be ready for these big point forwards. And when he gets to least, it's gonna take him at least 3 years to develop. from game one, Steve. But I was glad that I acknowledged it at game 3. You know what I'm saying? Look, and then I was like, yeah, but Grant Hill might be making a comeback, and and Tracy McGrady, I think his back is finally getting healthier, and all these other guys are gonna be right. You know what I'm saying? And listen, and again, I'm gonna do this, Steve. So let me do it on air. It's all Juwan Howard. You know that, right? Right. No, yeah. I'm just gonna use that as a built-in excuse for just missing. Because like if let's just say if he was somewhere else at like Duke or something, he wouldn't have had the big man development. No, I didn't know that. Is it the cancellation games that are like adding to the excitement when you actually get the games? Ooh. Back. Oh, back yet. Okay, you didn't have the. Is this gonna bring? Will this bring people back to college a little bit more? Right. College football is looking kind of shady, isn't it? Yeah, right. How it's shaping up. Like I don't know if it looks like this year, like they can't afford the money hit. They need all the money they can get. Oh, Steve. I know. And we've been Cincinnati. That's what sucks. You know what I'm saying? Even with a blowout. Right. Really? Okay, so Alabama and Notre Dame is 4. Alabama 1, Notre Dame 4, Ohio State 2, and right. You're right, and put Notre Dame 3. Right. Oh, wait. You don't think Ohio State can beat Alabama? Good for him. Tobias Little going to Missouri State with Coach Petrino. Okay, the pass news. What does Brian Hall? What do you think about the Juwan pass? He's going to go to South Carolina and ball. He's going to go to South Carolina and ball. Where is Juwan pass going to go, Steve? You don't think he'll go Power 5? This is why I say this. Football has a long memory. We all acknowledge that. We still think Notre Dame just lost to Alabama last year and got wasted by with Manti Te'o, right? Football has a long memory. All those SEC schools recruited Juwan Pass, and they're still lingering around SEC areas. I don't think there'd be a shortage of people saying, I wouldn't mind giving that kid a scholarship and put him in our quarterback room. because I remember him in Georgia. You know, I remember him. That kid can play. They just screwed him around. Bobby Petrino, that whatever happened up there screwed him up. But I think he got some potential. Mm-hmm. I thought we knew that already, though. I thought that was already public. Oh. Mm-hmm. Because they're in roster management mode right now. Yeah, if you're talking Christmas right now on the 12th, right? Look, of course, you get the first Lawrence message. A lot of Louisville players are transferring. Like, this is one of those you can't tag on Satterfield. Oh, I wouldn't think so. Like transfers. But what? How much is it going to be tagged on Coach Satterfield though? Give me an example. Okay. Yeah, good job. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Look, I was having a hard time wrapping my mind around the Montana. I'm like, who's your boy on the Cowboys, Steve? Yeah, Vander Esch. Right. Mm-hmm. But I don't think Satterfield will get tagged with that. Yeah, a step up, a transfer and step up. I don't think he gets. Yeah, I don't think he gets a bad rep. Uh-huh. Do the players think at the very least he's going to be back next year? Yeah, because I don't see a lot of players like, well, he might not be here in 2 years, so I'm gonna leave now. You know, like I don't see him doing. Like if I know you're going to be here next year, at least. Yeah, Auburn. Listen, Auburn has their coach. It's your boy. Yeah, it's your boy for Liberty, Hugh Freeze. Yeah, Hugh Freeze is coming in, but what they're doing is just leaking out some names so y'all can have a couple of days to kind of debate it out, and then we can act like it was a thorough coaching search. And then Hugh Freeze, you don't get your boy, pack your stuff up and get and some. Go ahead. I don't know, Steve, man. Down there, man, somebody might have left a legacy. If my team, listen, in my will, if this team is not, a certain record, I'm gonna put a little something on the side, a little endowment fund to get this Auburn coach out of here, because it's a. Right. But see, but again, I think about that, Steve, every time I say it's not as bad as people think. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like now I just think you got to line. Again, I don't think he's going to do any horizontal stuff. Like any job he takes is going to be one of those that like you're not going to be able to really complain about. But he's going to have a good year next year, really good year. Are you going to lose players or just, like players? This week, as always, 81